What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Zane Used Chatter. As you can see, I'm an actual Eevee in real life. No, but seriously, I am an Eevee. You like my jacket? I like my jacket. I think it's cool. It's a nice Eevee jacket. Or at least, I think it's a nice Eevee jacket. So, as you already know, I have decided to open this channel in which I, Zane, will be playing. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking. I'm not gonna be playing anything except how to figure out how to do words in my brain. Sorry, it's like 2 in the morning. It's after 2 in the morning, actually. I just looked at the clock to my right. It is 2 in the morning, and I'm gonna try to do this as best as I can. So, I will address the elephant in the room. The bulb here. I know. It's a light. If I shut it off, there's no light in my room. Because I don't have a hanging light fixture in my room anymore because the wiring went bad in it a long time ago. And, nobody cares to get it fixed. So, yeah, please try to ignore this. I will work on finding a better place to put the light, maybe, or record, I don't know. I'm sorry. So, for the first episode of my lovely little talk show here, it's not a talk show. I am all over the place tonight. I am sorry. Alright, so my first episode of this here, I have decided that instead of actually taking a topic, why don't I don't know. No, let's get into a topic. You don't want to hear about me. You're not that interested. So, as I was perusing earlier and asking for topics, somebody mentioned I should talk about maybe my top 10 Pokemon. And frankly, I have no better ideas. So, let's do that, shall we? So you'll have to excuse my poor video quality. I'm not a good video editor. I've not really made many videos. Most of the videos I made were me playing video games with other people, and they're just raw video of just me playing. I don't edit. I'm not good at editing. I will try to learn, I guess. I'm sorry. I really am. So, what are my favorite Pokemon and why? Now, those of you who know me are probably thinking, oh, he's just gonna spout off 10 Dark-type Pokemon and... No, actually, yeah, a lot of my favorite Pokemon do happen to be in the Dark type, but I have favorites in the other types as well. Like, I'm not single-minded like that. I love Pokemon. Um, I like Pokemon. I'm not one of those people that are just like, oh, that Pokemon looks like a piece of shit. I don't like it. I love Pokemon. And, sorry, tangent. I've mentioned that I hate Gen 5. I have no problem with the actual Pokemon itself. Gen 5 as a whole, not so much. I do admit that I do find a lot of Pokemon ugly in the case of Superior or Samurott. I almost said Swampert, Samurott, and Emboar, not Tepig. Tepig's cute. In which the 3 final forms of Gen 5 are ugly as shit, in my opinion. But they're good Pokemon. I've used them in-game. And they're all very fine Pokemon, especially Superior getting Contrary. I like that. I like Contrary a lot. So, enough with the tangents, let's get on with it. My top 10 favorite Pokemon in no particular order because I don't like doing that. But these are my 10 overall favorites. Let's start with, well, any of them. Number 10 has to be Shuckle. The reason why I like Shuckle is the reason I said about Superior, the ability contrary. Um, I used to play a lot of Showdown. I'm sure a lot of you know what that is. And for a while, I used Shuckle as my main Pokemon. Um, I don't remember how it started. Something came up as an inside joke about me liking Shuckle before that. And people were saying that Shuckle was my spirit animal. And, yeah, I just kind of started using Shuckle on Showdown. And then I learned it got Contrary and Shell Smash. And just, yeah, there's a lot of people who did not like me because I played Stalling Shuckle. And flip of the coin, the reason I mentioned it first is if I did have to list them, Shuckle would still be at the bottom. Simply because, yeah, he has a high defense, but he's really kind of like shit. I mean, you would think something with such high defense would wall a little better. I've seen Shuckle get flatlined by a lot of Pokemon. On the flip side of that, I play a lot of Gale of Darkness, the GameCube game for, yeah, I love that game, by the way. And one of the Colosseums, the Realgrim Coliseum, one of the trainers uses a fucking, like, double team, themed team, with a Shuckle. And a Shuckle with high evasiveness, high defense, and it uses Rest. And I'm pretty sure it uses Toxic too, actually. Yeah, you put two and two together. I'll let you figure that out. There's a reason I only play that game in so many bits. Number 9. Um, it's really hard to do because I'm not putting them in a particular order, and I'm doing this off the top of my head. Because, well, I am. We're gonna go with this little darling. Right here. Eevee. I love Eevee. Mostly because I like a lot of the evolutions, specifically Espeon. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, you know what? Let me just put the evolutions as a whole. Because, I don't really not like any of them. People like to push the whole Flareon sucks because it has no moves button. Who in the fuck cares? Who uses Flareon? Not a lot of people. And the people who do have found a way to make it work. Also, was nobody aware that Flareon got Flare Blitz fairly recently? So the whole, like, Flareon has no moves meme kinda doesn't work anymore. Like, yeah, it's a physical attacker, and now it has Flare Blitz. Leave it alone. I always favored Jolteon for the original 3. Vaporeon's not bad, I guess. Um, here's the biggest one I get grief for. I prefer Espeon to Umbreon. Here's the thing. I'm not huge for strats. I'm not huge for playing competitively. That being said, I like to play the game to just beat the game. Because that's what I do. I know. Ironic since I'm on an RP site. Let's get past that. I don't like to play competitive. So, playing a defensive Pokemon like Umbreon kinda didn't ever attract me, period. Espeon for its power. Sorry, thirsty. very thirsty. So, Espeon and its power has always been more attractive to me. I mentioned I play XD a lot. I've made 12 official playthroughs, by which I mean playing start to finish, of XD, and I'm working on number 13. Um, 1 through 12, I have played literally all of them with Espeon. The 13th one is the only one worth the exception, and I let my brother choose my Pokemon, and he decided to pick Umbreon. Not a bad choice. I'll give him credit for that because, um, the actual games aren't that competitive. And Umbreon is pretty nice. He tanks pretty well. He gets Confuse Ray really decently early. Yeah, level 30 is not that early. I'm not that far in the game, and I have Confuse Ray, so I like it. I have very little experience using a Leafeon. I'm going to get into that. I have played with a Glaceon in game and in RP, and role playing a Glaceon was, yeah, I made a player mad by using it as Glaceon. Yeah, I don't like any of that. And Sylveon, I'm not a fan. I do not really care for fairy types as a personal preference. There's nothing really wrong with them. I just don't like them. That being said, Sylveon is kind of cute, I guess. I guess it's good. I have no fucking idea. Again, I don't like fairies. Mm-mm-mm. Not my thing. So, there's that. What else do I like? I like Crobat. Crobat's cool. Crobat is badass. Crobat forces you to be friendly to a Zubat. Because it is a freaking badass. And not wanting to try one, having one at least once is kind of like, kick you in the ass. Like, they are glorious creatures. And so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I like Crobat. It is strong, it is fast, and it is badass. What's not to love? Alright, I'm trying to make up for the really long explanations by cutting a few short, sweet ones. I like Houndoom. Let's put Houndoom at number 7. Sure. Houndoom is Zane, my character's ace Pokemon, above anything else. Dark Fire type, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty good class cannon. And, yeah, I really just like the design. The Hound from Howlthing. Just, excuse me, sorry. I love it. Yeah, he's just really badass. Let's just leave it at that. Sorry, something caught my eye. Anyway, number 6, number 6, number 6. I want to give you some variety here. Fuck it, I'm gonna give you it. Sableye. Sableye is, I mean, he's a bugger. And, I never knew that he was meant to be like a status kind of Pokemon. I always just thought he was really cool looking. And, the first time I played any Gen 3 game, I played Emerald, by the way. I played through, and I used a Sableye. And they're not notably strong creatures. I went from, you know, you get them right before you get or fight Brawly. You can. So that's Gym 2. I played from Gym 2 through to the Elite Four with Sableye in my party. Yeah. So, and then I learned that he's actually meant to be more like of the sit back status kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I kind of like it even more that way. I'm happy that I learned that. Number 5 is going to be Aggron. I like Aggron because if I had to pick a defensive team, he would definitely be on it. He is huge. He is cool looking. He is badass. I always like Nidoking from the original game. And Acheron seems kind of like, you know, next gen Nidoking. Like they're pretty similar, I guess. Um, so let's put Nidoking in the list too. They're both badass, really strong Pokemon, in my opinion. And Aggron, I've had a few tanky Aggrons that have blocked pretty well for me, and also hit like a freight train. So, Nidoking too. Nidoking, not tanky so much, not so well with the taking the hits, but giving them. If he got his attacks out first, he hit pretty hard. So, yeah, Aggron, Nidoking, number 5 and number 4. So, let me three. What can I guess? The Ninkata line. Mostly because I don't really care for Ninjask that well. Ninjask I've used to assist Chuckle. Mm-hmm. Swords Dance, Substitute, Baton Pass, and Speed Boost. You know, increased speed, increased attack, and a substitute. Past Chuckle. About the extent of the use I've ever had for Ninjask. Shedinja. I did a Nuzlocke and ended up with a Shedinja by choice. Obviously, I had Ninkata. And, it got me through a decent amount of the game once I got it. Obviously, pick and choose your battles with Shedinja, because everyone makes a big deal about Wonder Guard. And, yeah, Shedinja is weak to fire types, rock types, flying types, fire types, dark types, ghost types. 6 weaknesses. Most of those are pretty common, especially fire. Shedinja's not that great with Wonder Guard. You know who's great with Wonder Guard? Spiritomb or Sableye. You know who else would be great with Wonder Guard? Electros. Now, I know everyone's like, hey, they have weaknesses. Yeah, like Electros loses his whole not having a weakness thing by not having Levitate. But, I mean, Magnet Rise is a thing. And Spiritomb and Sableye get beat up by fairies. Who cares? Especially with Spiritomb. Spiritomb has a pretty decent defense. And Sableye has Prankster. So, you know, Prankster and Thunder Wave, Prankster and Confuse Ray. Just a thought. Oh, wait. I just killed my own argument by saying Prankster. Okay, so Confuse Ray and Thunder Wave. Forget I mentioned Prankster. That was stupid. We were talking about having water. So stupid. I'm dumb at 2 in the morning. Alright. Also, the reason I like Ninkata is because I learned, specifically with Ninkata, I like it. It's an interesting little bug. I also learned that in Oris, you can solo Watson, the 3rd gym leader, with Ninkata and Mud Slap. I shit you not. Trust me. Give it a shot. And, okay, so, let's get this wrapped up here. Number 2. Number 2 would have to be... Oh. See, I should have done this ahead of time and thought it over, because I don't know. I'm trying to think of a Pokemon that I've used really often. One that's got me through some tougher times in life. You know what? I do know one. Alakazam. Alakazam being the OP wizard that he is. I've had a good time with Alakazam. Doesn't matter what gen I'm in. Um, Specifically with Gen 5, it has a really shitty E4. I have soloed the Elite Four of Unova with one Alakazam. Mm-hmm. Because Alakazam can get uh, Focus Blast and Shadow Ball and Psychic. And ta-da! You have officially just soloed the Elite Four because they do the whole dark fighting ghost psychic ring for some fucking reason. I say it like that because it's stupid to me. So, and Iris and her dragons aren't shit, so like they're not threat. And number one, I'm gonna give it to Darkrai, my favorite legendary. I don't know. I just like the whole concept of Darkrai. You know, he doesn't appear that often. He's kind of like backs off from humanity because he induces nightmares. And like, yeah, I mean, he's pretty badass. I also like to call him Nightmare Jesus. So, Darkrai, I mean, he's cool. He's not a bad creature to have, and I mean, really, like, he induces nightmares. Like me. Damn, you won't sleep tonight. Alright, folks, this has been my first video. I hope you like it. Hit my like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know what you want me to talk about next. Peace.